Now that's one big pile of compost. In our last video, I showed you how we did compost in the tumbler at my place. If you missed that video, I'll put a link down in the description and you can go check it out. Today, I'm back out at my friend Tim's house at the Fuzzy Cheeks homestead, and we're gonna see how he's doing things with a compost pile. Down here at the far end of the property near the garden, he's got a pretty sizable compost pile already going. The compost pile is one of the most tried and true processes out there. But like anything else, it has its advantages and its disadvantages. One of the advantages is the size. You're really only limited to the space that you have available for your compost pile. But with that advantage of having a big compost pile comes the disadvantages of having to turn it by hand with a pitchfork or a shovel. And just like the tumbler, it should be turned at least once a week. Last summer, we threw this sectioned bin compost pile together in an afternoon. We got the lumber from a friend's play set that he was getting rid of. And since then, he's been adding the waste from the chicken coop and the trimmings from the garden. A few days ago, we sat down with Tim up at the chicken coop and asked him questions about raising chickens. Go ahead and check out that video if chickens are something you might be interested. I'll put a link down in the description. So let's go ahead and take a look at what it looks like in the middle of the pile. If you have any questions about what we've done so far, go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section. And don't forget to crush that like button if you like what you've seen.
Forgot I put cardboard in here. Oh, there's some gooey stuff.
As he does the work, I'm going to keep on talking.
Thanks.
Another downside to the pile is it tends to attract varmints, especially if you're putting scraps from your kitchen out here. They think those scraps that you're getting rid of are delicious,
tasty,
tasty snacks.
So dry. I need to add water.
Just like the tumbler, the compost pile requires the same amount of composition, that 60 to 40 mix.
Gross.
Now, Tim's compost pile looks like it's mostly brown material, but you have to remember that a majority of this is from the chicken coop. And that chicken poo is extremely rich in nitrogen, which qualifies in the green category. So as soon as the weather starts warming up, this compost pile is going to take off.
I hope so.
It's looking pretty good down there at the bottom.
Yeah, it's got some moisture down there. The top is pretty dry.
Yeah.
But we just had some, 3 or 4 days of rain. There's some dry stuff. Need to mix it in with that wet stuff.
You know, having a compost pile is great when you have large amounts of compost. Last fall, this pile here was the recipient of about half of a 40-gallon trash can of apple pulp from when we pressed about 250 pounds of apples to make cider. We're super excited to do a series this fall whenever it comes time for cider making again. We're going to start with the apple picking all the way to the cider making. So we'll pick the apples, we'll shred them, we'll press them, we'll save the juice, and then we'll turn that into hard cider. We have a lot of exciting things coming between now and fall. So to make sure you don't miss anything, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to click the bell so you can get notifications when we release something new. Move out of the way a little bit.
Get some napkins.
Yeah. If you notice here in Tim's compost, he's got a lot of cardboard boxes. And you just got to make sure that you take off the tape and the labels You don't want that in the compost. Those plastic materials don't break down.
Chicken feather. Good turn.
Yeah. Right. That's not bad.
Do that. My back hurts.
So after seeing Tim do all the hard work of turning it,
Thanks.
just the best tip that I can give, when you're adding new material, add that to the center of your pile, because that's where the heat is, that's where the microbes are doing the work, and it'll really boost the decomposition of those new materials. Here at Tim's you can see two older sections and then a new section that he just added, made out of a couple old pallets. You know, his capacity is getting more and more, and he's got one that's working, one that he's filling, and a new one he's getting ready to start on. You know, it's not pretty, but it's getting the job done.
Yep.
As far as seeing Tim's pile get turned, everything looks really good. I would just say, you know, just add moisture to it whenever you turn, get the hose, give it a good soaking on your once a week turn, and I think it's gonna take off as soon as we get warm weather.
I believe so too.
Well, here we are at the end of another fun episode. If you like what you've seen, make sure you click that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you can see the next videos we have about composting. Come on back next time as we keep on working towards a better Terra, one decomposing pile of compost at a time.